हेलो। हेलो। आज का एजेंडा। कल मैं एंग्लो डॉक्यूमेंटेशन पढ़ रहा था, उसमें कुछ रहता है डायरेक्टिव्स वगैरह, डिपेंडेंसी इंजेक्शंस। तो आज मैं वो देखूंगा। देखते हैं। लाइव चैट। देखते हैं आज कोई आता है या नहीं आता। शोइंग टू वॉचिंग। But in reality, only one is watching. Interactive offers great way to encapsulate reusable behaviors directly in apply attribute CSS etc. You apply directives to a component by adding host directives. Menu behavior to the host element of menu. This box simulates applying the menu behavior. In the phone. हाउ डज डिपेंडेंसी इंजेक्शन वर्क्स इन एंगुलर? डिपेंडेंसी इंजेक्शन क्या होता है? हम बीन डिफाइन करते हैं कि बीन क्या है, और हम ये बताते हैं, डिक्लेयर करते हैं कि हमें ये बीन चाहिए, तो वो बीन उठ के वहाँ पर कैसे कैसे जाएगा जहाँ उसको चाहिए। ये डिपेंडेंसी इंजेक्शन सिस्टम का काम है। हाय शिवा। हेलो। वेलकम बैक। हाउ आर यू शिवा? व्हाट आर यू अप टू? हेलो। व्हाट इज अप शिवा? I received a comment from Funk Gamer and said that you were asking for him yesterday. He might join today. You can provide or make available values. You can inject or ask for those values as dependencies. In this context, values can refer to in JavaScript value, including objects, functions, class instances, common types of configuration values, environment specific constants, API URLs. Services. Finds that today I created small student deal with CRUD operations. Very good. So how much time did you take to add that feature? How long did you take? Small student DB with CRUD operations. So what was the form? Did you have a form where you add a student, then edit it? Uh, it was with front end combined, or just back database and service layer? Services, classes that provide core functionality, business logic or state. So component directives automatically participate in DI, meaning that you can inject dependencies into them and make them available for injection. An Angular service is a TypeScript decorated with a service, which allows you to inject an instance of the class as a dependency. Known common way of sharing data and functionality across. Okay. Abstracts the details of making requests to a server for data retrieval and mutation. State management defines state shared across multiple components. Components or pages. Authentication, authorization. Managers with authentication, token storage, access control. Basically does everything that controller doesn't do. और component जावास्क्रिप्ट टाइपस्क्रिप्ट फाइल जो नहीं करता है, सारी चीज़ सर्विस करता है। फोर पार्ट किस्सा है, मैंने नॉर्मल क्लास बनाया, उसको सर्विस एनोटेट कर दिया, और इसको हम इंजेक्ट कर सकते हैं। So one thing I noticed: public list student and optional student. Yes. Uh, List student, you do that when you can have more than one object, zero or more than one object. Or an optional student you use when you can have either one or none. That either you have no student object or you can have one object. Okay. So it was a proper application with different layers. Service decorator is an ergonomic shorthand for injectable provided in root. Just revising, going through Angular documentation to brush up my Angular skills. You can inject dependencies. Here is an example. You can inject dependencies using Angular's inject function. Here is an example of navigation that injects analytics logger and Angular router service to allow users to navigate to different page while tracking the event. Component inject comes from core, router comes from router, analytics logger comes from my whatever class is created from there. Selector for this component, template, navigate to detail. Router, okay. Navigate. What else? What else did you do? What else? Where can inject be used? You can inject dependencies during construction of a component, directive or service. The call to inject can appear in either the constructor or in a field initializer. Here are some examples. During construction of a component, directive or service, the call to inject can appear in either the constructor or a field initializer. Here are some common examples. सीधा फील्ड में इसको इंजेक्ट कर दूं या तो कंस्ट्रक्टर बॉडी में से इंजेक्ट करूं. डायरेक्टिव क्लास फील्ड इनिशियलाइजर एलिमेंट ref. Okay. Service. So what else you are doing today, Shiv, other than projects? You are in fourth year of your college, right? So how is placement opportunities you see there? Import service inject HTTP client service my service and a service. Yeah. Export const auth card service. रूट कार्ड. ठीक है, सर्विस के अंदर भी सर्विस इंजेक्ट कर सकते हैं. कांस्टेंट वगैरह फंक्शंस उनके उसके अंदर भी हम सर्विस इंजेक्ट कर सकते हैं. Angular uses the term injection context to describe any place in your code where you can call inject, while component directive and service construction is the most common. See injection context. Wow. Okay, we have third viewer. Is this you, Funk Gamer, or someone else is there? Mm. Who else is there? Write down your comment. No placement, sir. Tier 3 college. Okay. Bad times. Shiva. I guess my people who I graduated with, kind of become lucky that things were not this bad. At least there were jobs at that time. We have four viewers. Which one is you? Write a comment. Okay. So Shiva's question is, so why auto wired not recommended used constructor injection? Auto wire is for optional cases where your code can work without that. And let's say constructor injection is for those scenarios where you are going to need that bean to work that component. Uh, that's why you use constructor injection for cases where you need that dependency. For example, if I go to my code here, wait a minute, I will give you a demonstration what this means. Let this code open. So I have a machine service, right? Machine service needs machine repository. It is mandatory because any service operation that happens in the machine service is going to need a machine repository. Without this, it cannot function. So I use constructor injection for that. And let us suppose I need a utility component. I have suppose a package. Where is package? Util. And I have some class here called string utility like this, and I am going to make it a bean component, right? And let us give us some a basic function public string uh, throw back value. So what is that? It returns the value back to you. There is nothing special. So in some scenarios, I have five different functions for saving, updating, deleting. So in one of those functions, I might need, or in some if else statement, I might need that class. So I will use auto wiring for that. Private string utility. This will become auto wired because my class can work without it. Machine service. There is no mandatory dependency between machine service and string utility. That's why. You use AutoWAD for optional dependencies and machine service for mandatory one. I hope that was clear because the constructor means that you need those information for proper functioning of that object. That is constructor. Services are usable pieces of code. There are people watching here. You can write a comment, your name or anything right here. Whoever is watching, write something. Okay. Creating a service, this is how you create a service. Generate service. This command creates a dedicated custom name.ts file in your src directory. You are welcome, Shiv. Hope I was helpful. You can also manually create a service create by adding to a TypeScript class. This tells बोलता है कि ये इंजेक्टेबल है, पर किसी क्लास के ऊपर मैं सर्विस एनोटेट कर दूं, मतलब कि वो इंजेक्टेबल है. Hmm, you are welcome. Singleton instance creates a single shared instance for the entire application. Global availability, automatically accessible anywhere without manual prior registration. Tree shakeability ensures that service is excluded from the final production bundle if your code never explicitly uses it. Okay. Using service versus injectable decorator. You observe DTO in my projects. Why DTOs? Uh, where is DTOs? These are data transfer objects. I use it to receive data from outside my application. I use it to provide data to uh, someone outside my application. For example, this is machine create form. This is a DTO. Uh, uh, Fungamer is asking that how to write front end code in Spring Boot project. उसके लिए वो यूज़ कर लो, Thymeleaf यूज़ कर लो. वो तुम्हें प्रॉपर सारे फीचर्स प्रोवाइड करता है, और HTML जैसा लिखने में भी है, तो वो यूज़ कर लो. Shiva, coming back to you, this is DTOs are basically plain Java objects that you use to transfer data in and outside your application. For example, if I come back here in machine service, currently I'm returning entire machine instance. In machine instance, we'll have the values like who, when was this created or updated, who created it, and who updated it. But front-end caller does not need this information, so I will create a DTO object where I will only provide the value which is required by the front end. So there DTO comes. That is what the DTOs are. And for Funkgamer, you can use Thymeleaf for front-end development. It integrates without an issue with the Spring Boot, and the documentation is very exhaustive and easy. So you won't have any problem with that. Advanced provider key this class. So IntelliJ we can write. No, you can write in IntelliJ. I have a project that let me find my project. You see that this is a project Thymeleaf practice. If I open it, you see that these are Thymeleaf written in IntelliJ only. You can create a proper component based your HTML right here. So for Funkgamer, you can see that I have written in Thymeleaf in IntelliJ. This is very easy for use and understanding, very helpful, and for any issue you can easily look up on the Google. Spelling है time leaf. And for Shiva, yes, sir, tomorrow I'm thinking to connect React and response codes. Okay, it will be easy. Yeah, I still prefer time leaf for front-end development using Spring Boot. If I only prefer front-end frameworks when there needs much a lot of interaction between components. Otherwise, server-side rendered templates is perfect for that. I think Shiva was asking that how we connect controller with template. So you can see that this is a URL. This is a template name. Select object. This returns template name. This function returns template name, and there is select object dot html over here is the template implementation. So that function will create HTML from this template, and those values will be added here. ये इसको बोलते हैं थाइम लीफ. CSS and JS. You can write CSS and JS here. There is no issue. You can write your CSS away from the component, like in separate file and include in the your fragment. I Yeah, this is a very simple front end. For example, if you look at welcome.html, this displays the name, message to displays today's current time, time in different formats. So use Timeleaf, you can do it very faster. And it has good documentation and you can easily find help on internet. In JSX files, in JSX files, uh, for what? What is a Spring Cascade? You can do in JSX file. I do not know about React, so I cannot comment on that. That how the components and services are different from each other. But in but there is a way. I think you can do the what to do in Angular and Vue.js. You can do that in React. There is one more person who is watching. Who is that guy? Can you write comment here? There are three viewers. Two we are talking. Uh, Shivan Funk Gamer and one is unknown. Time leaf is very simple, Nishar. You can use that. I have another bigger project here. I'm not able to find that. Okay, this is my proper application blog. You can see the here, and it can get really complex. And you can see the layouts, components, the reusable components I have created in Timeleaf, including CSS that you were asking. And this is a layout created once. This is the main layout that header goes here, main body here, footer goes here, and these are the fragments, template fragments that can be used repeatedly. So you can create a very complex structure in Timeleaf also, and you can create a very simple structures. And this is how you write CSS if you want to write it. You can write CSS like this. You can import CSS file like this. This is the main CSS file. This is how you import it. Tag update form. Funk Gamer is saying if I do front end with the help of Chat GPT, that it's faster. Like I have no time to code my. Yeah, you can use code generation tool. That will be faster because it is a repetitive code, and I think Chat GPT, another code generation tool, will easily generate it. I think you do not have time to code or learn, then you can really better you use it because this is not very complex. You can easily learn it in a week, get good at it in a week. If you need to control how the singleton is created, for example, to swap in a different implementation. Mm. Pulling analytics. Mm. Any more questions from Shiva or Funk Gamer? Thank you, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thanks for coming and joining. Hope I am helpful. Yes. Mm. What is the point of injection token? What does it do? Anything else, Shiv or Nisharg, you want to know? Shiva is saying that do not use Chat GPT. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and joining, both of you, Shiv and Nisharg. Thanks a lot. Mhm, mhm. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. We have one more view audience. I want to know his name. You can type in the comment section. You are then responsible for adding a service to a provider's array, just like with plain injectable. Reach for service when you are creating a new singleton class that uses inject. Keep using injectable when you need any of the following: constructor based, dependency injection. Service only supports the inject function. Hmm. So, what is your reason for not using Chat GPT, Shiv? Why do you think you should not use Chat GPT? GPT. Once you have created a service with this, you can inject it anywhere in your application. Service component specific instances, manual coverage, factory, this and that. For lazy loading to work, the service will load must be auto provided. If you're still there, Shivan Funk Gamer, you can write some comment or anything. Angular's inject async function lets you load the service on demand. Inject async. Hmm. So yeah, it is not good making lazy from learning new things. Thing is, he doesn't have time to learn. He has to submit his project, and this is and learning time leaf is not complicated anyway. So he can complete his project first, and he can learn after submitting his project. That is why he has to submit his project. So keeping that in mind, he can use ChatGPT. Otherwise, for learning, he should learn himself. First call to this triggers a dynamic import results of DI. ये क्या है? Loaded service is the default export. हम्म, बना सकते हो। अच्छा अच्छा, तूने अच्छा आइडिया दिया कि स्क्रीन रिकॉर्ड तो कर सकते हैं। ठीक है, मैं कर लूंगा इसको। थैंक यू फन गेमर। ये तो सही बोला। स्क्रीन रिकॉर्ड करके शॉर्ट्स डाल सकते हैं। मैं कर लूंगा फन गेमर, थैंक यू ध्यान पिलाने के लिए कि ये कर सकते हैं। अच्छा, वैसे कौन सा क्वेश्चन था? थाइम लिफ वाला क्वेश्चन था कि कैसे फ्रंट एंड करें। First call to this exporter triggers the dynamic import and resolves the service from DI. The lazy loaded service is the default export. Pass the dynamic import directly and unwraps the default for you. भेज सकते हो फंक गेमर, अगर मन है तो, इंटरेस्ट है तो। मैं भी देख लूंगा कैसा आउटपुट आता है। ठीक है फंक गेमर, थैंक यू। अगर ठीक है, भेज देना मुझे। अ, मेरे इंस्टा पे भेज देना। I don't understand what Funk Gamer say. Funk Gamer is saying that he asked a question, I replied, gave him an answer. So he will create a he has created a screen grab or screen recording. He has recorded his screen, and he will create a video of size of shorts, and I can use that to upload on my YouTube. इंस्टाग्राम बताता हूँ मैं अपना, जहाँ भेज सकते हो। हाँ, दे रहा हूँ फंक गेमर। दे रहा हूँ। रिफैक्टेड कोड्स। इस चैनल का पहले नाम रिफैक्टेड कोड्स था, मैं उस नाम से ही अभी तक इंस, इंस्टा, उसी नाम से क्या कहते हैं अब तक। अ, ये इंस्टाग्राम उसी नाम से भी है। हो सकता है मैं इन फ्यूचर इसको चेंज कर दूं, पर अभी तो यही है। ठीक है, भेजना, मैं देखता हूँ कैसा लगता है। अगर सही लगा काफ़ी तो फिर मैं खुद कर लिया करूँगा क्लिप बना करके, या ऐसे ही कुछ ही बोलते हुए। ओके। माई बाइनरी गेमिंग, ओके ओके। श्योर। Dude, five people are watching. It is showing in my mobile that there are five people watching. Can you guys comment something if you're watching? I want to see who are these people are. Thanks for the effort, Fun Gamer, for helping me out with YouTube. There are four concurrent viewers. Dude, who are these people? Uh, I will wait for your shots and see how it looks. Thank you, Shiv and Funk Gamer, for joining, dude. You both of you have been here since my first day. Okay, received your message. Accept. Mm, Received your message, Nishal. Yeah, complete your project and send me later on. No issues. I'm not in a hurry. YouTube is a very fresh project for me, so I'm not in a hurry in anything. Mhm. And anyways, thank you for putting so much effort. And refactored codes is because earlier I was the name of the channel was refactored code, then I changed it. I will change the name so what to Anything from you, Shiva? Anything you want to say, ask, or do anything? Okay, so I have been working on an Angular project, full stack Angular project, using Angular as a front end framework and Spring Boot as a backend. So I'm kind of trying brush up my वो कर रही हूँ सिर्फ से रिवाइज कर रहा हूँ कि एंगुलर में जितना मुझे आता है फिर से देख लूँ कि होता कैसे है। ये होता है क्या है कि एक बार वो प्रैक्टिस छूट जाए ना एक फ्रेमवर्क का तब भूल जाते हो। जैसे मैं थाइमलीप में बहुत काम किया पर थाइमलीप को मैंने टच नहीं किया लगभग 1 साल से। 1 साल नहीं बोलूँगा, 6 महीने बोलो। तो काफ़ी चीज़ें भूल गया, पर जैसे मैं उसका डॉक्यूमेंटेशन देखूंगा मुझे सब याद आ जाएगा। तो वही ये अभी हो रहा है कि मैं देख रहा हूँ कि क्या क्या पॉसिबिलिटी है, फीचर्स है इसमें। Angular ships with on idle a built-in trigger that waits until the browser becomes idle. Fun gamer, give a chance to your friends. They will try and learn new things, bro. Angular ships with on idle a built-in trigger that waits until the browser becomes idle. Export class report. Oh no. You can also configure on idle with maximum wait time. I think Shiva Fun Gamer is gone, I guess. Or maybe Shiva is gone, Funk Gamer is here because there is only one concurrent viewer right now. Angular provides two ways to make service available for injection: automatic provision. Provision. Okay, Shiva is here, then Funk Gamer is gone. I think he'll be back maybe sometime later. What is an injection token? An injection token is an object that Angular's dependency injection system uses to uniquely identify values for injection. Think of it as a special key API URL, logger, logger function. Create a token for a complex object. Listing parameter is a description purely for debugging. 1 second. Spring security is the hardest topic. It is a bit confusing because the classes named in the Spring security project is very confusing. Because of that, otherwise it is not a hard topic. It is as hard as any other new topic, but it is not hard. The names are confusing. That makes it difficult to learn. At least it was difficult for me to learn because the names were very confusing. Names are very confusing. Oh, there are two people watching it again. Who are those two people? Shiva and Funky Gamer, you are back. Injection token app config. App config provided in root factory API URL version features Boolean. तो इंजेक्शन टोकर एक तरह से जावास्क्रिप्ट में जो सिंबल होता है उसके जैसा है कि एक यूनिक आइडेंटिफायर बनाते हैं जिसको आप जो पूरे एप्लीकेशन में यूनिक होता है. एक्सपोर्ट क्लास हेडर इंजेक्ट ऐप कॉन्फ़िग ऑटोमेटिकली अवेलेबल. क्योंकि इसी क्लास के पास क्रिएट हुआ है तो अपने आप आ जाएगा, अदरवाइज मुझे इंपोर्ट करना पड़ेगा. व्हेन टू यूज इंजेक्शन टोकन विद फैक्ट्री फंक्शंस. Injection token with factory function is ideal when you cannot use a class but need to provide dependence so globally. ठीक है, इंजेक्शन टोकन है, एक कॉन्फ़िग इंजेक्शन टोकन है. हैव कॉन्फ़िग इंपोर्ट किया, लॉगर फंक्शन टाइप है, ग्लोबल लॉगर फंक्शन विद डिपेंडेंसीज. एक्सपोर्ट कांस्टेंट लॉगर न्यू इंजेक्शन टोकन लॉगर फैक्ट्री इंजेक्ट ऐप कॉन्फ़िग. अच्छा, ऐप कॉन्फ़िग मुझे यहाँ से मिला. ठीक है. Config features logging is not false. Okay, we can inject one injection token into another, providing browser APIs as tokens. Feature flags. Whoever watching, you can write some comment. Understanding manual provider configuration. 10:30 10:30 तो बज गए. When you need more control than provided in root offers, you can manually configure providers. Manual configuration is providers. Service without provided in injectable local data store, private data string, service without provided in. ठीक है. Providers local data store, inject local data store. Services with provided in root can be overwritten at the component level. This ties the instance of the service. Yes, Shiva, welcome back. Spring security as a topic is not tough. The naming conventions used for the classes and instances are very confusing. So I had to go through read multiple times to understand the basics. The component gets its own instance. Okay. इंजेक्टर हायरार्की एंड एंगुलर स्कोप इंस्टेंस ओवरराइड बिहेवियर मेमोरी क्वेश्चन से मुझे नींद आने लगी अब। डिक्लेयरिंग प्रोवाइडर global service providers local service 3 people are watching third person say your name कौन है भाई नाम बताओ भाई बंधु बंधु जो भी हो selector app example local service every provider configuration object has so I don't go anywhere I'll watch I am watching live only thank you Shiva very appreciate that you can go somewhere if you wish then you can come back because I'm not doing anything special I'm just reading documentation only revising documentation uh, provider identify the unique key that Angular uses to get the dependency, the actual dependency that provider identifies login. You can generate provider identifiers in two ways class names, injection tokens. It is only 10:30 and I've started feeling sleepy. And I will do live till at least 12. Injection tokens. Angular provides a built-in injection token class that creates a unique object reference for injectable. This is similar to symbol in JavaScript. Unique identifier across application. Export constant data service token. Injection token data service. ठीक है मैंने टोकन इंपोर्ट किया टोकन इंजेक्शन टोकन है इसको यूज़ क्या कर रहा हूँ प्रोवाइड दिस यूज क्लास दैट अच्छा ये नाम यूज़ कर रहे हैं हाँ तो इससे क्या हो सकता है मल्टीपल इंस्टेंस यूज़ कर सकते हैं एक ही क्लास के Can TypeScript script interfaces be identifiers for injection? Mm, 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 mm. So I was confused what injection token what it is. It is basically a symbol, unique creating a unique identifier or unique key. Injectable, 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 injectable. Mm, Right logger is classified better logger log. Mm, mm. What else you're doing? Sir, what is the design pattern you uploaded a video 5 years back? Design patterns. 1 second, let me think. Design patterns are uh, like it says pattern that you identify over time during development. You have been developing software for like suppose 15-20 years, and over 15-20 years you 15-20 years you find some pattern within in your software development process, and you extract them out so that you can use the same pattern somewhere else. So that becomes design pattern, like singleton pattern. Suppose there is a class I need, utility class, I need only one instance of that class for entire application. So you still saw that this is one of the pattern where there is only one instance is necessary and we use that. So that becomes a singleton pattern. In builder pattern, you find that a class has a lots of variable members, but you do not need all of them to create a valid object. For example, for a student, uh, does not need to have all the informations to enroll or in a class. Later information, some of the information can be provided later on. So you can create an instance with minimum basic information and create a student instance or instance of that student class. So we use builder pattern for that, where we chain different setters one after the other. So it becomes a builder pattern. And then there is a this pattern that I'm studying right now, dependency provided dependency injection, where the class is defined somewhere else and what I need is defined somewhere else, and how that those come together is up to the framework to do. So these are the patterns you identify over time. And there is I think three type of patterns groups. I think structural architecture or something like that. Like there is a command pattern when you want when object encapsulate some command in that. There is factory pattern which is used to create different type of objects at runtime, so that becomes a factory. You can see that it is written like use factory. This logger factory will create different type of loggers during while running, not compile time but during runtime. You can mark factory dependencies as optional. You can mark factory dependencies as optional. I hope I was clear in giving some context, or making your concepts clear. These application level providers. Yeah, I started coding journey long time back, but did not get any subscribers success, and also didn't have that much knowledge, so I was not able to build quality videos back then, and spend lots of time in learning and stuff. So that was not a success earlier. I'm trying to get successful doing being a YouTuber again, but this time I have a little bit of knowledge. So I will be back after refilling my water bottle. 1 second. Okay, I am back. HTTP clients logging or authentication that many parts of the app need. I started the journey a long time back, 6 years back, and trying to start the journey right 2 days back. I hope I get success this time. Yeah, I had uploaded lots and lots of videos. I have deleted a lots of videos too because they didn't have any. Either they were very low quality, or they didn't have any very few views, like 5 or 10. So I deleted those. No, I completed my engineering from Indraprasth University, Delhi. And I completed my engineering in 2013, so like 13 years back. It has been 13 years in this field, but everything is still feels new because there is so many things to learn, and you can fail at so many things, and you have and old skills don't help you much. For example, if you look at Java, the current Java version is very different than Java 5 or Java 8. That's why lots of effort. Eventually, I feel kind of tired that I have to learn new things every day without any reason, and in other fields, this is not the case. Now we I will have to learn the AI stuff. Services that should only load the specific features. Thank you, Shiva, for sticking around, staying here. Configuration interface. Analytics config कौन बनाया क्लास क्रिएट किया इंजेक्ट किया Siva is saying that Current AI era, here's a fear that learning Java and Spring can possibly is possible to get a job by learning Java and Spring or AI ML or data science. Thing is, you even if you use AI ML or data science is different. AI ML, if you're working on a project with Java or Spring Boot, you have to know Java and Spring Boot to verify that your AI code generating tool is generating correct value, or you're writing correct code. So you have to verify it yourself. So for that, you need to know Java and Spring Boot. A known person or developer has to be there to verify that things that is there are correct or not. So you need to know Java and Spring. And Java has changed a lot from earlier, so it is a very new language. If you write proper Java, you will find that this is very different than what was being written with Java 5 or 7. Provider function and consumers. Service class बनाया है इसमें track implementation in config. Provider functions for consumer provide analytics config, value config, analytics service. Okay. Feature flags or optional functionalities, caching, retry, configuration interfaces. Yes, sir, Shiva. Yes, you have to know it yourself and you should be able to do it yourself. But you use AI tools to do it faster. That is the difference. For example, suppose I'm using AI tools to write a React code, but I cannot verify or modify the code as per my own wishes if I do not know React. That is the problem that you have to know in this. Configuration interfaces. Max items. Internal tokens. Need to be configured, try config. This to be features. Core service. Windows vectors. So you are asking about design pattern. Dependency injection is a design pattern. During construction of a class instantiated by DS system, such as an infield initializers of classes. The factory function is specified for use factory of a provider. Some APIs are designed to run within an application context. With router guard, this allows you to use inject within the guard function to access services. Here's an example of a can activate FN. Run within an injection context if you need to run a function within the injection context without already being in one. Some APIs are designed to run within an injection context. Router guard is allowed to inject. Okay. Dot parents. So injections are called with many names like setter injection, field injection. Why? It because it specifies where your injection is happening. Constructor injection happens when constructor is getting called or object is getting created. Setter injection is on the setter function of that instance. That is instance member. For example, setting a machine service. If you annotate over annotate over setter, that means that setter function will be called to set that machine service instance. Instead of constructor. Field is when you auto wire over the field that directly the field is gets updated without going through setup. Different names signifies that where the injection is happening. Setter injection happens at setters. Field injection happens at field. Constructor injection happens on constructors. That's why. Horizontal environment injector. An injection context. This environment injector inject some service. Do what you need to. Uh, 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 okay. Injector inject some service. Thank you, Shiva. You are welcome. I'm happy that I'm able to help you. अब तो मुझे नींद आने लगी बहुत तेज, फिर भी 12 बजे तक तो लाइव करूँगा ही। Hierarchical injectors. Configure an environment injector in this hierarchy using service. Can configure in one or two ways by using tree shaking. इतना तो अभी मुझे जानना नहीं है, फिर भी चलो। Optimizing injection tokens, DI in action. Okay. This guide explores additional features of DI. Although developers generally avoid it, some visual effects and third-party tools require you to access the DOM directly. Directive injects component DOM. First diagram. The DI is done. Now is the routing. After routing, there is forms. I think this is the main most important for me. I have to really understand it to do my work in office. ऑफिस में मैं क्या करूँगा, उसके लिए मुझे फॉर्म बिल्डर समझना ज़रूरी है काफ़ी अच्छे से। Angular router is the official library for managing navigation in Angular applications. Angular router is the official library for managing simple application. What are routes? So do you know Angular or you only know React? In Angular, route is an object that defines its component should render for a specific path or pattern. Import admin page from admin, constant admin page, path, admin. Angular router routes. Okay. Concepts are same, but writing how you write those frameworks are going to be different in both Angular. Different in Vue.js and a lot different in Angular because you have to use TypeScript. But overall, the concept these frameworks are based on are the same. Inside of the providers array, you can add Import application config, Angular core, provide router, Angular router, application config route. Mm, Yeah, it is okay. You can learn as per your requirement. If you need TypeScript, you learn TypeScript. If you need JavaScript, you learn JavaScript. You're in college, so you have a lot of time to learn. First, focus on getting a job. Job is important first. From there, you can keep learning and move to different job and learn and move to different job. Application config providers provide router routes. Okay. At what time you go to sleep, Shiv? Because it is going to be 11:15 in few minutes. You can also define paths with multiple parameters. You can also define paths with multiple parameters, routes, user profile, social media feed, routes, path, component, social media feed. With this new path, users can edit this, reading out state. Uh, title review. Hmm. Same in React. Two people are watching, but यूट्यूब स्टूडियो एनालिटिक्स इज शोइंग दिखा रहा है कि इसमें एक कंकरेंट व्यूअर है, बट मोबाइल में दिखा रहा है कि दो हैं। दूसरा कौन है? React looks simpler, but I tried to learn it and I got confused. So I left it. Function. Query params ID. Okay. Who is the second person who is watching it? You can comment here. Using title strategies for page titles. This is similar to Thymeleaf or Spring Boot app title statistics and title strategy. Strategies class interface. Common scenarios where this can helpful include applications that have different services based on whether the user is attending or not. Okay. Admin service provide admin API key use value this. Funk Gamer is gone, I guess. He's texted me on Instagram, then he left. He's not here. In this code sample, admin path contains a protected data property of only both of us are here. Hmm. Static data. I'm feeling sleepy, but I have to wait. Hmm. And after adding child routes to the configuration and adding a route outlet to the component name navigation between users that maps. Okay. Okay, okay. Route loading strategies, eagerly loaded, eagerly. So when your project due, when you have to show your project in college? Uh, 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 in 4 to 2 days. I mean 44 to over. What is 4 2 means? No, only 4 when I started. What is 4 1? It marks the location where the router should render the component to the current URL. Mm. Okay, fourth year, second semester. Now only 4 1 started. Okay. I was thinking that what is 4 1? 4 minus 1. Mm. When you go to sleep, what is your sleep time? At what time you go to bed? You can assign a name to each outlet to specify that which content belongs to each outlet. So if you have 2 semesters, means you have enough time to prepare for job interviews. While doing good in college, you can also you should also focus on that. Read the specific things to get the jobs. I suggest that because you have to clear interviews to get 11:30. So your bedtime is almost there. It is 11:23, and after that you'll go to sleep. Okay. After that, I will only be streaming to no one because the viewers down viewers number of viewers will become 0. Now it is 1. Each outlet have a unique name. The name cannot be set or changed dynamically. By default, the name is primary. Angular matches the outlet's name to the outlet property defined on its route. There are 4 lifecycle events that an outlet can emit. A new component is instantiated when a component is destroyed. In the route reuse strategy, uh, communications and DSA, yeah, but try to learn other things than DSA because different companies ask different level of questions and different type of questions. Not necessarily that they will ask a DSA, but you should know, learn about those too. Even I have to go back and revise again. Router outlet data. Mm. Now it is 5 more minutes, Shiv, because before you go to sleep. I'm feeling very sleepy, but I have kind of do that. I have to do. I'll do live from 9 to 12 at least. And tomorrow is Saturday, so I will come live during daytime also. You can work on communications skills. Basically, prepare a lot for the common interview questions that they will ask for testing the communication skills. That is a session I can give you. You can prepare for those questions a lot and record yourself. Listen how you sound after recording. Uh, because I listened to my own recordings and I found that I muffle a lot of words, which I think in my mind is very clearly pronounced, but those are not clear. How to use router link instead of using regular anchor elements A with an href attribute, you add a router link directive with an appropriate path. Ta, ta, ta. 2 more minutes, Shiva. Then it will become 11:30. While auto link handles declarative innovation in templates and provides pragmatic navigation. Okay, I'll take 5 minute break. I've been sitting here for since 9:15. I want to go there, but just I will scroll my mobile. Thank you, Shiva, again for coming. Very grateful for that. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye, Shiva. Bye. Bye, Shiva. See you tomorrow again. Uh, I will come after 9 anytime. Good night. डायनेमिक पाथ ही बना सकते हैं रिलेटिव टू योर कंपोनेंट लोकेशन। एक्टिवेटेड राउटर राउट। preferred In the event you need to replace the current URL in history, navigate by URL also accepts a configuration of that has replaced. Reroute state. Whoever is watching, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's now 5 minutes, taking 15 minutes break. Hello to anyone who is watching. Setting up the phone number. Medicine and field was voluntarily response as we have found last times. Favorite control. Interactive links explicitly. Who is watching? Hello, whoever watching. There's one viewer. Is it? Data from the phones and application contains form and this element in the view directly linked to the form model. Just from the view to the model. Just from the view to the model. Mm. Whoever is watching can say something. Hi, hello. Children said something. Series. Person of the form function accepts model signal for the filter. हम्म, सेल फोन ये अब कल पढ़ते हैं, लाइव एंड करते हैं। थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग। बाय बाय। Anyways, watching, then say hi. I can see someone watching. Say hello. ठीक है, लाइव एंड करते हैं। थैंक यू, बाय बाय।